Welcome back, guys. Now in today's video we're going to be going a next step on from determinants, and we're going to work out what an inverse matrice is. Alright, inverse matrice. Now it's really important. There's a couple of properties about the inverse matrice that are really useful, and I'm going to show you an example of where we use that and why it's useful. And this is like pre-calculator day. So before we had calculators, this was our only method. Today we've got ways of checking this and doing that. So our inverse matrice for A, alright, so our matrice A, remember our terminology A, B, C, D, alright, so when you're doing a proof you can use those things. So our inverse matrice for that is equal to 1 over the determinant of A, and that's equal to the value of A. So what we do here is we swap the diagonals over, dA, and then we change the sign of these two values here. Alright, so it's probably something you can put on a formula sheet and just remember. Now remember the determinant of A is going to be equal to AD take BC. So it's just the diagonals, okay, take each other. So let's do an example of one, and then I'll show you why this is useful. So let's say A was, let's do this one here, 3, -1, 2, and 3. All right, let's do that. So the first thing I have to do is I have to work out the determinant of A for that, just to see if the inverse matrice exists. Now, if the determinant's equal to 0, then the inverse matrice doesn't exist and I don't have to do any more. So I'm going to simply times the AD, so that's going to be 3 times by 3, or I can just write 9, take 2 times by -1, so that's going to give me an answer of 9 plus 2, which is 11. That's my determinant. So then if I want to work out my inverse matrice, I write this as simply 1 over 11. I don't know if you can hear it raining outside, but it's raining quite heavily. Alright, change my diagonals. Well, they're both 3, so they stay the same. And I just change the sign. So that's -2, and that's going to become +1. Now, another way of writing that is to write this as 3 on 11. Alright, 1 on 11 minus 2 on 11. And 3 on 11. So that's an appropriate way of writing that. Alright, so let's do another question. Let's do B. B is equal to, and I'm just going to make it up, 2, -4, 3, -2. Just to put some negatives in here, just so you see that the concept is, it works for anything. Alright, sorry, I just get rid of that equal sign. I don't know why I wrote that there. Yeah. Okay, let's just do it. Alright, the determinant B is equal to simply going to be 2 times by -4. Once you get really good at this, you can just go, it's -8, and then it's 3 times by -2, and so that's going to give me +6. So therefore my determinant's -2. Alright, so my inverse of B is equal to 1 over -2. I have to change these things over here, so that's -4 and 2, and that's going to become 2 and -3. Alright, so that's my inverse matrice.